I think we're live. Are we live?
You are live.
Good evening.
Hey, thanks, Jenna.
Welcome to another Thursday evening of Cooking Live with Chef Deniz here in the Well-Seasoned Kitchen.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm not Angie, but I will play her on TV tonight.
She's close. She's close.
For those of you who don't know me, my name's Michele.
Yep.
I'm generally in the front of the house, but tonight I'm here with Deniz
Right.
to celebrate all things Morel.
Oh, amazing. You just opened up like a flower there. I wasn't expecting it. All right. Well, nice to have you, Michele. It's a change in scenery. This week we're doing...
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Always a pleasure. We work together. Michele has been here for quite a while. She's one of the characters in our store. She had a wild childhood, I know that, picking Morels around Richmond. And,
Don't think they were Morels.
So, welcome to our Thursday night evening live from Well Seasoned. Tonight we are sticking with the season and one of my favorite things to eat, Morels. It's a bit of an odd mushroom because if you have forest fires, you have Morels the next season, the next year. So I don't know, these means that there's a bunch of forest fires kicking around, but they're delicious. We're blessed with these mushrooms. They are a little bit expensive, but it happens once a year around June and May and around that area. And so we're sparing no expense to show you how to cook with Morels, and I'm pretty sure we're going to enjoy them too.
So when you say sparing no expense, what would be the average price per pound?
It depends on the year and how bountiful they are.
Okay.
But this year they're around $40 a pound. I get a bit of a better deal because I usually I buy. But if you want like if you would like a good price to pay them this year is about $40 a pound, and if you go to like Whole Foods or like a little bit more fancier stores, they can go up to 50, 60 bucks, even at farmers market also. But again, you don't need a whole lot of it. I usually enjoy Morels twice a year, and then for the rest of the year I use dried Morels, which is, in my personal opinion, is a better way of eating Morels.
And we do sell them here.
Yeah, because fresh mushrooms, same with the porcini soup, they're really novelty items, like they're delicacies and they're very expensive. But just because they're fresh, they're quite mild in taste. It is a wonderful mushroom, but their taste is super, super mild. But when you take this mushroom and when you dehydrate it, it is essence multiplies by, I don't know, 100.
Oh.
Yeah. It becomes really, really potent to season things and this and that. But then you're losing that delicate texture. I don't pickle chanterelles or morels. Some people do it just to preserve it. Obviously, if you have, 30 pounds of it, yeah, do something like that. But I would dehydrate it rather than pickling, unless you're lacto-fermenting them. If you're lacto-fermenting them, they actually become, again, quite potent. So, Michele, what's new this week at the Well Seasoned?
Well, it's a pretty busy week going on here. We have our picnic packs that you can order.
Delicious sandwiches and delicious salads that are just
Monday through Saturday.
It is a Tuesday through Saturday. You have to order it 24 hours in advance. Around their cutoff is 12 p.m. for the next day, so I can make them fresh every day for you. And then our meal kits have started.
We have our summer meal kits.
Yeah, summer meals, super delicious. It's all the night work is done for you. All the marination is done for you.
Dennis does all the hard work.
Yeah, all you need to do is just open the pack and put it on a grill and look good. All the salads are good to go right off the bat. Obviously, we don't pre-dress our salads. And those kits you can order 48 hours in advance, so we can get you fresh protein and fresh, really good quality protein that we always use at Well Seasoned. And it started to sell. I think we sold like 10 kits last week.
Yeah, the sunnier it is, the more we sell.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also, you don't want to turn your oven on at home, right? You know what I mean? It's summertime. It's hot already. You don't want to do too much meal prep. And we just take care of the whole thing for you. All you need to do is just go to the liquor store, grab a good bottle of wine or whatever you can afford. It doesn't have to be fancy. We have maple marinated wild salmon.
Yeah.
That comes with vegetables. We have a Greek inspired theme that is chicken skewers marinated in the freshest of the herbs. I grew up in Aegean, so I know what it's like to have that food over there. So we're really replicating that. We have a low country boil. I have a hard time with that name. I don't know why. But it's prawns, and we're boasting like 8 prawns per person. You get 3.5 ounces of spicy smoked sausage, corn, potatoes, baguette. It's a feast on its own. Obviously, we have to have the burger kit.
Absolutely.
It is a Canadian Wagyu burger from what farms? I can't go. Brent? I can't recall the name of the farm, but it's completely Canadian. And they're Wagyu burgers, and they're fresh and they're delicious. It comes with potato chips and all the fixins. What else do we have? We have also
Father's Day surf and turf.
Oh yeah, we have a Father's Day that you can order this week and get on with it. I would get on with it if you would like to treat your father. We're offering prawns, a prawn cocktail to start, and then I will prep you a whole picanha. That's a top sirloin cap. It's very popular in Brazil. It started to make its appearance. It's one of the beefiest beef on the animal, but I will take the guesswork out of it, and I am going to cook it in vacuum.
Sous vide?
So it's sous vide, so it's a perfect temperature. All you need to do is just like put it on a grill, just char it on the outside really, really nice. It'll be seasoned, and then all you have to do is just slice across the grain. And
Super simple.
Yeah, of course. And then we have corn also comes with it. I'm making bacon butter. Just to brush it on the bacon butter, right? Doesn't get better than that. It's a compound butter with smoked bacon, slightly sweet. There's maple syrup, super delicious stuff. And then we have a brownie kit for the father also that comes with the
4 different types of brownies.
yeah,
Yeah.
all separately, and it is nice to look at, nice to eat. So
If you can't get the kit, the surf and turf kit, you can get the brownies separately, I believe.
absolutely, and it's who wouldn't want a brownie in their fridge, right? But yeah, just come to the store or do online, order it online, and treat your father on the Father's Day's upcoming weekend. We have a very, very busy week coming, but I'm quite excited. It'll be a lot of work. So tonight we have also Igneous Vineyards. That's not an L, I'm assuming. That's an I. Yeah. Igneous. How do you pronounce-
Ingenious?
Ingenious? No, no. You're just flipping the N and G. Igneous Anyway, what a lovely name. It's granite white. It's high in minerality, and it's going to accompany. Would you like to do a little pour?
Absolutely.
We could always use a drink around here.
There's 3 glasses here. Nikki's up front running the store.
Yeah, so she's almost done. She's about to.
Going to keep us company this evening.
Absolutely, and this wine. Let's just check it out. This is a 2016, so hopefully Angie's not going to get mad at us. That's like a 5-year-old bottle, but it's open now.
It wasn't in the secret box in the back.
Oh man, that is delicious. It's really juicy. It's very mineral, and it'll go excellent with these dishes tonight. I am quite confident.
Earthy like the mushrooms?
Earthy like the mushrooms, but it has that volcanic minerality to it.
Okay.
But see, I'm doing some wine reviews now. But it's a delicious, delicious glass of wine. So tonight's menu, I decided to. Hopefully, I'm not going to mess it up. I decided to make a French omelette.
A French
Do you
omelet.
like omelets?
I do like omelets.
I think omelets are one of the most underrated foods out there, just due to the fact that it is like dinner in minutes. Well, if you don't have any ideas or anything else to do, make this recipe, and honestly, you can use button mushrooms, and it's equally going to be delicious. Make yourself an omelet. An egg has the composition of perfect nutrition for human beings, and it checks out all of your daily needs.
Okay.
The protein, the fat, the amino acids. It is probably one of the best bangs for your buck when it comes to nutrient density, and especially if you're a vegetarian and if you're not consuming animal-based products. It is an excellent, excellent, excellent substitute that is going to give you a lot of proper sustenance. And please stop eating cereal or oats. Those are great. They will keep you sustained, but they are not as nutrient dense as eggs.
So those are some strange looking mushrooms. I can't imagine going through the forest and looking at that and saying, hey, I'm going to eat that.
Well, it took a lot of trial and error to understand mushrooms. That's actually quite fascinating, to be honest with you. The way they just, like chanterelles, if the temperature and everything is right, overnight you can have 20 pounds of chanterelles in a certain area. Just pops out just like that. It's not, they're quite magical. And these mushrooms are from David, obviously oyster and king. So I'm going to show you how to butter poach morels, because, well, we have this ingredient, we might as well treat it right.
Is there a special way to clean them?
So here is the catch. Whole morels is a bit of a hit and miss. There might be worms in there. People stuff them. What you can do is you can just like soak it in water. That will take the worms down and they are going to drown. Or what you can do is outer side is very hard to clean because there's a lot of crevices. What I usually do is I usually cut inside, make sure that there's not a whole lot of worms in there, which is extra protein, to be honest with you. You won't be able to identify. It's not like it's a filthy thing. It's just the nature of things. And then I just brush inside and look for little holes just in case. But they're mostly just nice and smooth like this, that you know that the inside is clean. And for the outsides, just give them a quick rinse. These are very, very clean morels compared to some. So I just like literally just rinse them very briefly and put it in a salad spinner, and just centrifuge will take all the water out of them. You can wash your mushrooms, but you have to do it right before you cook it. Otherwise, you won't be able to saute them properly. Whew, boy, am I talking tonight. Okay, so that's the only way of cleaning morels. And also just cutting them in half, especially with pine mushrooms, is very useful, so that because these are very expensive mushrooms, you want 100%, especially at a restaurant setup, yield out of them. Our second dish is technically a chowder. It's like a little broth, not even brothy, but fish. We are going to take some wild salmon fillets. We're just going to sear them very, very gently. Then I'm just going to show you how to make a pan sauce with morels and peas and a little bit of thyme and potatoes and white wine and butter and lemon. All summery stuff, all very, very light eats. I'm quite
And remember,
excited.
if you pre-register before the class, you can get the recipes ahead of time, so you can follow along or pick up the ingredients to cook it another time.
Somebody actually just phoned in the store and they said that we would like to follow along. And
Yeah, thanks, Doreen Brown came in and bought a pound of mushrooms.
I was going to take those mushrooms home and I'm just going to eat them on my own, on the company's money. How bad is that? I'm kidding, I wouldn't. But I'm really glad somebody just phoned in. Maureen?
Doreen Brown.
Doreen just phoned
Good long-time customer.
Yeah, and she said that, where can I find morel mushrooms? I said, I have a pound to sell. An extra pound in the fridge. And, well, she lucked out because you can't find morels anywhere to save your life. All right, shall we get to this?
We should get to this.
Okay.
I'll get out of your way.
Please
Cheers.
do. Cheers. Let's take a sip. Jenna is not drinking these days, and she's doing a great job on it. Now, I have a little butane burner. Hopefully it's not going to blow up on me, because I have a fame to just like set shit on fire. Ooh, I should not say that. Sorry. Where's the jar? I'll just put some money in. Put things on fire. The kitchen guy comes every once in a while, right? The reason why I'm using a butane burner is I have an induction burner. Induction burner is not very, very ideal to shake an omelette pan. You still can do it, but it's you know, as soon as you cut contact, the heat starts to die down. So you want a nice consistent heat. So that's why I'm using fire. Induction is just fine. But first things first, let's start with our butter poached morels. And for that, I'm going to turn my pan on little sauce pot on high. Okay. And then we are just going to start with sauteing a little bit of butter to it. It's going to instantly melt. Let's just crank it all the way up. And this is butter poached morel, so make sure that you have a good amount of butter in there. You have it on the recipe. This goes back. That's my wiping rag. And to this, I am going to add 1 shallot chopped and a pinch of salt. Whenever you get onions in a pan or any vegetables to be sauteed, always add a pinch of salt. That extracts the moisture out of the vegetable, breaks it down, so it cooks a little bit better. And then to this, I'm going to add my morels. Actually, let's just put a little bit more. Now the rhythm has caught up. I'm still on high heat, just a heads up. Now this is where we toss our morels in butter and make sure all those crevices gets that salty butter taste and just gets locked in there. It almost smells like, I love saying that word, cacao. That earthiness brings that chocolatey smell from morels. To this, you'll be amazed how fast this dish is going to come together. To this, I am going to add white wine. Okay. Green onions or chives. I couldn't find chives today to save my life, so I'm just sticking with green onions. And then we are going to let this cook on I'm going to turn my heat down to, actually, you know what? Don't turn your heat because this is going to go fast. Okay, that is empty. And then we are going to simmer this until it's almost thickened and like a glaze. Okay, so for omelette making, they always say, I need a drink before I can do this. I can't do the sober anymore. Not the segment, the omelette. It's an intimidating task. Omelette making used to be a sign of a great, great cook and how knowledgeable they are at cooking. Whenever you were being tried out for a kitchen, the old French chef usually used to ask, make me an omelette, and so I can see that how your heat control is, how your understanding protein, how your understanding of heat adhering to the protein, because egg is a very, very gentle protein, and you cannot abuse it by heat. Otherwise, it seizes up, and it's just that releases that really sulfury essence, which most of the people do not like, but nobody actually likes it. So that's one. Unfortunately, when I try cooks for the kitchen, I skip the omelette trick because everybody knows how to make an omelette just to get the job. So I just get them to cook, I don't know, perfect rice or a perfect boiled egg and whatnot. But learning how to make an omelette is a great skill to have. You will have the best breakfast, and if you don't have any time for dinner, just open up a bottle of wine, grab some crusty bread, and then which should have been nice, actually. And then off you go, a 3-minute or a 4-minute meal. Now, I would have done this if I wasn't doing all this talking way shorter. But I have to, I'm on a timeline, so I have to just fill in those. Now, for your pan for omelette making, which I'm dying to actually taste this. This looks amazing. Oh, man, that is so good. It will need a little bit of acidity to do. I'm just going to steal a little bit. Here, let me try it again. Let me try it again. Okay. Now to this, if you would like, you can add a little bit of Parmesan just to tighten and thicken it up, but it doesn't need it. Now your pan. Your pan is also very, very important. You would like to use, now in restaurants we usually have an omelette pan. That doesn't go in the dishwasher, that gets rinsed, wiped as soon as it's been used, and put it in to the side, and we exclusively use it just almost exclusively just for omelets. This is my home pan. This pan is from IKEA. It's $16. Honestly, commercially it's useless, but for home use, it is one of the greatest conveniences ever. There are two places if you're on a budget to buy kitchen equipment is thrift stores. Sorry, I don't know why I can't say that word. Because you'd be amazed at what kind of value you would get out of him, because people get rid of the most awesome kitchen equipment. I bought a all-clad $200 pan once for like, I don't know, $12. Somebody just gave it away and nobody ever knew what the brand name was.
Downsizing their parents.
Yeah, well, probably. But nobody in the Value Village actually knew what it was. So, at home, your hotel pan, your omelet pan ideally has to be light. These are very temperature sensitive, like an F1 car. So they can go super fast or they can go super slow all at once. And that's very important. I don't want a really, really heavy pan that absorbs a lot of heat to make omelet. Otherwise, your protein will be scorched. I mean, you really have to watch your timing. With this, I can start and stop very, very fastidiously. Okay, I will show you this. I mean, it is nice and buttery, but I will turn this up at the very last second just to finish it off, and it almost looks like a, what does that call it? Like a Olay color, like a milky dark brown color. All right, here it goes. My heat is on high, and my pan is on.
You can
Eggs.
do it.
Shells are not allowed. Tell me you can break eggs with one hand. And then I'm going to take a whisk and give this a nice whisk. Use the tiniest pinch of salt because eggs don't need too much salt. They're nice and sweet. Salty eggs are not acceptable, unfortunately. We're looking for, and I'm going to turn my heat down to medium, I guess. I guess this thing doesn't have a medium. It just goes 100 miles an hour. Oh, there you go, medium-ish. You want consistent heat. Now, once we start this process, there is no stopping. We are going to whisk our eggs, and then we are going to rotate our pan and keep on shaking it. Get your bailout plate. Very, very important. Take a sip of drink and say a prayer to the kitchen gods. Now, ideally, your pan has to lightly, the butter should lightly foam, just like this. Can we see it, Jenna? Kind of. So it's nicely, gently bubbling. Again, we don't want too much heat. I mean, you can do this with excessive heat in a heavier pan, but then you really have to know what the hell is going on and what you're doing. Okay, make sure that the whole thing is coated. I'm going to pour my eggs in. And then we are going to grab our pan. And we're going to start shaking it. Let's just turn the heat up a little bit more. And shaking your pan is very important. Now, right now, my curd is still very loose, but I see like little light lumps. You don't want large curds when you're omelette making. You want a nice smooth outside. And if your omelette is cooked in the pan, when you stop the heat, it'll be overcooked by the time it's done. Now, to this, I am going to use the whole surface of my pan. And I am going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn the heat off. Okay? There is still enough heat in there just to finish cooking my omelette. Light bit of goat's cheese inside. You don't have to do this. It might dilute. But I mean, cheese and mushrooms, you know, they go well together. And then I am going to wait about 30 seconds, which I am at 20, before I start rolling my omelet. Make sure my mushrooms are delicious. Oh my God. Michele might like this.
Are these auto-generated, the captions?
So, are they going funny? Inside my omelet, it is still slightly wet, and that is important. Now, just push everything from the sides down. So, you got things to roll. And then, now there is hitting and this and that, but I just like to do the good old method. You obviously use gravity. Let's get rid of this clunky thing in my way. It's hot. Okay? And then I am going to slightly and very, very gently peel off my omelet. Okay? Then this, I think we got a little bit too cold, but that's not the end of the world. And gently lay it on your plate. So, and then there's a good old trick. Take a clean kitchen towel. Don't do this with a dirty towel. Grab your omelet and roll it into a nice cigar shape so you don't burn your hands. And that's your pro tip. My hands don't get burnt no more, so I'm quite comfortable with it.
Well done.
Not bad for a cook, eh? Egg cook. And then I'm going to grab my Morel, butter poached Morels. And you know what? I'm going to dress this really, really generously. This is a luxury that comes once a year. And, okay, that's a lot of Morels. But anyway, that is mine. All right, let's get Michele here. While I'm just going to replenish my wine, she can have a bite and tell us what we think it is. Now, when you're looking at eating an omelet, you're looking at not a leaky inside, but a very, very custardy inside.
Can I take a picture before I take a bite?
Sure. It's not the prettiest plate.
That's okay. I just want to remember what it's supposed to look like, so when I go to cook it.
Oh, man, she's fighting me now. We're doing selfies. Yes. But anyway, what we're looking at is a nice custardy inside, nice smooth outside, and very, very soft and supple. When you shake it, it's just got to do this and shake around.
How was that, Dennis?
Just like a dog,
Shimmy.
excited dog.
Oh, look how light and creamy that is.
And I didn't need cream. All it is just eggs. And honestly, if I wasn't doing the talking, I could have put this dish together in a matter of 3 to 4 minutes.
Look away. That's amazing.
That's for the amount of work that you do. It's actually quite rewarding, isn't it?
That's a nice taste on those mushrooms.
Yeah.
I haven't had them fresh before.
Never.
No. Very
Well,
nice.
there you go. It took about 25 years for her to get to the mushrooms. All right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Us? This is your plate. You get to eat it. Maybe call Nikki for help.
Oh, Nikki.
Now, the hard part is I'm kidding. This wasn't the hard part. Fish cookery is the hard part. Cooking fish. If you want to get cooking fish, I suggest learn how to cook eggs. Eggs are the ultimate. Test. I believe in egg cookery. I think whoever is a tradesman should do some time with eggs. The reason for that is it's a very, very delicate protein. So that, and especially if you can do a service with eggs, with a delicate protein on high speed and volume, then that will teach you how to cook fish. That will teach you how to control your temperature, and be fast and delicate. Excuse me for a second. You didn't zoom in. Okay, so what I have here is a beautiful, beautiful fillet of wild salmon. In British Columbia, we are blessed with wild salmon. It is, we have the best salmon in the world, and there is all to it. The whole West Coast, not whole West Coast, but the Great Pacific Northwest. And this happens to be a sockeye variety. Now, with fish, fish is a wet protein, or such as a chicken breast, it used to be. So when you look at the old recipes or old world cooking and the habits of people, these are always dredged in flour. And the reason for that is it takes that outer wet layer and avoids it to stickage in your pan. Wet things and hot surfaces don't work really, really well together. It creates a vacuum effect. They will give you an advice of get your pan as hot as possible, which will make the things worse. The trick to not to get stuck to the pan is get your protein as dry as possible. Then you will have no stickage whatsoever. This salmon fillets, they're about like 4 ounces each, maybe 3.5. It's a nice, just light. You don't need too much fish. Fish is very nutrient dense, especially shellfish, good quality shellfish. In nutrient density, so you don't need a whole lot of it. We're just going to cook this and have a bunch of wonderful spring vegetables, shucked English peas, asparagus, a little bit of potatoes. This is kind of like a really bougie chowder. It's not brothy, but let me show you how it's done. So power on high. Oh, I gotta pick one. Power on high. This is not a non-stick pan or anything. It is a heavy pan. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to cook my fish all the way in there at first. I'm just going to sear it. And I need that heavy and temperature stability to cook my vegetable ragu in time without losing too much time. So with our fish, I'm just going to use a light pinch of salt. Again, salt is great in some forms of cooking, but with delicate cooking, I like the sweetness of the fish is equally as important as the saltiness of the dish. It has to be well seasoned.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm going to bring my little hi-hat next time. And just, I've been asking for a band for the last 6 months, but nobody's paying attention. So a band would be nice. Maybe that corner, or not, they'll be in the dish pit, but maybe that corner.
Mariachi band?
I love mariachi music. I don't know what the hell they say, but I love the music itself. I'm just going to use whole butter to fry my fish. Again, that is a good sizzle. Just go around. You don't need a whole lot of butter, just at this point. And then, whenever you're putting something that has moisture in a pan, always make contact with the pan and gently lay away from yourself. Same with the second one. This is the part that you get burnt, so please be patient and careful. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my pan and shake it gently so the fat, and make sure that the fat goes under and I'm not getting stuck. Okay, I will need this plate. Now, this had raw seafood on it, but I'm going to go back to it again. But the deal is, this fish is going to back in my pan and get cooked furthermore. So, and also this is a good quality of fish that can be consumed raw. Okay. Sip of wine. Whenever you're just like caramelizing something in a pan, please don't touch it, so it can actually grab on the color. With the lean fish, especially wild fish, I do not like to put too much color on it because it seizes up the protein, especially with the lean protein. So we're looking at a rosy golden brown, like a rosy hue, like slightest. My fish spatula is, why does it look like this? Oh man, that's an odd one. I think it's a left-handed spatula.
Hey, no.
What is it? What do you mean?
I'm left-handed.
So am I. The only difference is my parents just hit my left hand when I started using it just to switch it to the right because they thought that being left-handed is a bad thing. Now I can use it both. Now, my fish is still very raw. And this is where I'm going to take it and bail it out back on my plate. And this is about 70% cooked. To this pan, which I have the fish essence, I'm going to add chopped shallots and garlic. Again, just like we talked, when you put chopped shallots and garlic, just put a pinch of salt. Oh, man. I'm not looking after the color, I'm just looking to soften my vegetables. And this gives you a little bit more fat right in the middle. I wish you could have smelled this right now. It smells just excellent. Now, normally, this is a composition. My Morels go in. And let's just coat them with, hey, hello. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like this fish spatula. That's an awkward one. Let's grab a wooden spoon. Now I'm going to grab my shallots and my morels, and I'm going to make sure that those shallots and garlic just gets in between those crevices of morels with the butter also. I'm going to add a little bit more butter. My pan is slightly dry. Let's wipe this. If you make, no, let's not making a mess. Good cooks work clean and organized, which is very, very important, because if you're not organized or work clean, eventually you will fall apart during service. Yeah, go ahead, Michele. It's okay, you've been on camera before. Let me grab a sip of wine. Okay. Now I'm sauteing, the aroma is in the air. If you think you're a player. That's a big Popeye, isn't it? That's it never gets old. Potatoes, they're blanched until they're fork tender. They're in. And let's just get some heat going. Any questions, Jenna? Tell me something.
No questions so far.
No, hey? Amazing. I wonder why. I might be doing a good job. Maybe. Maybe that is. Now my base, my mushrooms and potatoes. And mushrooms and potatoes, they go really well together. Honestly, this doesn't need this salmon. This mushroom and potato business, just for a hash brown with a poached egg on top, is equally would be as delicious, but we already fed them egg. Also, fish and mushrooms is a unique combo to Great Pacific Northwest, because we have them. Normally I would eat these things separately, but tonight we're just showing you a restaurant composition and how this whole thing would come together. To this I'm going to add some white wine and spill around, obviously, because the ear of that morel was just like this, so it's just like... Okay. Starch of my potato is going to thicken this slightly. Adding my green vegetables in. This is a crowded pan. And then, just like any other good cook, I am going to taste and see where my seasoning is at. Or it's more excuse to eat morels out of the pan. And that's called the chef's cut. Awesome. How was the omelette, ladies?
So good.
That's good?
Amazing.
Lovely and left it.
What's up with all the morel leftovers? Go for it.
We're saving that for you.
No, I'm good. I got my eggs over there. Ah,
So we have a question for you, Chef.
sure.
Elvis Holland would like to know, does it matter what type of mushrooms are used with the salmon?
Well, here's the thing. You can literally use any mushrooms. This button mushrooms, I think button mushrooms are very, very underrated. They have a great floral aroma. They're available everywhere. They're dirt cheap. You don't have to break the bank. But depends on whatever you can afford. I would stick with the wild variety if you can afford it and if it's available to you. But literally, you can use anything, especially as a meaty fish as salmon. Salmon is a very what do you say? Oh, not sturdy. Sorry, solid fish that can hold on to red wine sauces, that can hold on to pork fat, that can hold on to most applications. So just go ahead. Whatever you can afford is the answer, but button mushrooms are just fine if you don't have it for this recipe. Again, or you don't even need the fish for this. You can eat this peas, asparagus, morels, potatoes. This would make a great meal just on its own. Now to this, I'm going to add a zest of a lemon, because lemon and seafood and also this lightens the whole thing up and gives that summery, springy feeling. My wine has reduced. Okay. Now, just to make the things even more lighter, we're just going to add the lemon juice. This might turn your greens color slightly off. Don't worry about it. We're after a flavor here. We're not going for our Michelin star. So to this, I'm going to add the rest of the butter because it's better. Okay, I'm going to add my pasta Italian. And I'm going to crank my heat up. Now, my 2 fish fillets, they are slightly raw. Okay, are going back in. I'm going to grab a lid. And I'm going to close this lid so the whole thing can steam and the fish can finish cooking. Let's grab another plate. Let's do proper plating on this. Now I'm going to count to 10. Obviously in my head, I'm not going to be annoying to count up to 10. Because this is not Sesame Street, right?
Wow.
I'd make a good Elmo. And then I'm going to turn my power off, give it a shake, then I'm going to open this up. I mean, if you look at this right now, everything is glazed so beautifully, the fish is super succulent, you can see vegetables are there. First things first I would like to do. Again, fish does not need a whole lot of cooking, so let's bail our fish out. Right? I mean, you've been eating all the sushi all along. Do you think that's that there? I can go back in. I mean, that is a nice succulent piece of fish. The formula is about being gentle with heat. Yeah, it'll work. I'm pretty confident that'll work. Okay. Nice light lemon juice, a little bit more. It just needs that. And the tiniest pinch of salt. But you know what? Since Michele loves spicy food, let's warm her up with a little bit of black pepper. The tiniest, just to warm this up. Just as a little accent. Again, I have a bunch of salt. Let's bring this up to a boil. No more questions, eh? Is anybody cooking along with us tonight?
Well, Doreen's got the mushrooms. Doreen, are you cooking along?
Darren's out there cooking.
All right. Well, I guess that's a hard no.
Doug's there.
Hey, Doug. He usually is in charge of the timer. Again, you can finish this with a little bit of dill. Dill and salmon, dill and peas are incredible together. You know what? We might as well just do that. I might have some dill here. How convenient it is. Let's make it slightly weird for you. That's not in the recipe, and that's what you get for sticking around. Extra mousse. Now I'm going to take my little Morel ragu. Again, it's not wet. It's nice and tight. It is juicy, but it's not dripping around the plate. That is a good place to be with these things. I hope you girls are hungry.
Always.
And forever? All right. Very responsive. That's a nice portion.
You're missing out, Jenna.
No, you don't, actually.
It's okay. I'm not a fish person. We all know
Are you a
that.
mushroom person?
I'm also not a mushroom person.
Oh man, this must be your favorite episode.
My favorite episode. Last
So
week I ate it all.
So attentive. Maybe a little bit of olive oil, but you know what? I am not going to touch this too much. This is Michele's portion. There you go, Nikki.
Thank you, Chef.
Of course. Let's see if we did a good job on the fish and the ragu. I think we just finished a bottle of wine. That was actually a good wine.
That was a really good wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to look at the fish. This is where I get stressed out.
It's the first thing I'm going to look at.
Oh my God. Michele is also a food judge, right?
I am barbecue judge.
Barbecue judge. I think that's,
I think it's a pretty good cook.
I think it's a pretty good. So with the salmon or any fish, first things first, your fish absolutely has to flake. Maybe I'll just shut up and talk after Michele.
See how nice and flaky that is?
But it's pink inside still. It's
It's not dry and white.
I know it's not.
like me. That is nice doneness, I would say.
That's really nice.
And it's very important to cook it that way. So the idea of cooking fish, especially wild fish, because like farmed salmon has a lot of fat and it's very forgiving, but especially wild fish, you want to hit it with a lot of heat. Not like a lot of heat being like gentle still, but you know, decent amount of heat, and then pull back and let that heat travel. And that as that heat travels, it is going to melt the connective tissue between all those flakes. That's when why it flakes. But you got to keep the meat as pink as possible, but you can't be attached in the middle. That means that then you use too much high heat, and
Right.
then you just outside looks like really rubbery and seized up.
And the white ooze comes out
White,
of the fish.
well, white ooze sometimes comes out. There's not a whole lot. It even comes out on Gordon Ramsay. It kind of depends on the quality of the fish too. This is an excellent variety, but it has to just flake and melt away in your mouth. Otherwise, otherwise that fish is raw, and Gordon Ramsay would yell at you.
So you chose a warba potato. Why is that?
It's
Does it
in
make
season.
a difference? Oh, just because
It's in season.
Okay.
And you know what? The local produce and local protein and locality has been such a great part of the deal in the last 5 years. Actual big chains started to carry local product. Like Costco has spot prawns. Isn't it crazy?
Is it the
Costco-
seafood roadshow? Or just
No. It's not that little thing that they
Maybe the
set up at
little
the King. Yeah, no, I know the whole thing. No, it's in the freezer section. It's frozen whole. Frozen heads are not very good to eat, so you can get rid of them. But it's also $13 a pound. Frozen in a tub. You can just go and grab it up. Grab it for $25 a kilo, I think, which is half the price that you would pay at a fish place.
for sure.
Safebase sells warba potatoes now because they just go and source it, because we started to care for these things. It's not about, you know, it still is about that, like being a great consumer, and I want asparagus and strawberry whenever the hell I want, which still we have that, but we're just slightly started to understand the seasons and just lean into it. And that's that's very precious. That tells me if the giant chains are changing in the right way, then we've, as tradesmen, as cooks, just passing out the good message, just like such as fine establishments like that, like this, as that it's working. It's slow, but it is working, and we should cherish that. We should cherish wild salmon and morels in its season, and spot prawns and fava beans, which is a hit miss from people, but whatever. It is important. It makes all the difference in eating experience. And life is too short to eat just horrible food or
McDonald's.
bad food. I mean, every once in a while, I don't mind it, just for the hell of it. But yeah. All right.
Well,
so
thanks again, Chef. That's amazing.
of course,
Something I would never think of, just to go and make a dish out of a mushroom.
Yeah. Even you can substitute the salmon with just maybe raw slices of smoked salmon, if you can't find it. Because smoked
Yeah.
salmon is preserved, you can find it, especially in Great Pacific Northwest. You can a lot. But a poached egg just works just out fine and is delicious, or a pan-fried halloumi, or whatnot. Awesome.
Amazing.
I'm glad it turned out. The omelet was giving me the.
It's so good. I couldn't
You should.
Nikki's eating your share.
No, I have my share in a deli cup over there. I don't plate my food. I just go. So,
what's up for next week?
we don't know
What are you
yet.
going to dazzle us with?
I have to just check with. So here's the deal. Angie usually just runs the sponsorship part.
Okay.
So if somebody's signed up for it, we will go that way. But please don't be shy. Put your if you have any requests, put it in the comment section so we can just like go back and refer to it, and maybe you might get even just lucky and we will cook that episode just for you. But reasonable. I mean, don't ask for jackfruit or kangaroo because I'm not going to do that, obviously. But as long as it's local, in season, and sensible.
Fiddlehead greens.
How do you feel about them, though?
I like them.
I don't mind them. I think it's a delicacy.
Okay.
But what do you do with it? I can't make a flan with them. It's a nice
It's
texture.
just it's a green. It's like what you do with a
Question.
green bean or something.
Elvis would like to know, would the ragu go well with other types of fish like tuna, cod, or halibut?
I wouldn't do tuna. Tuna is like the tuna being. We're talking about, I'm assuming, albacore, fresh albacore tuna from BC. I wouldn't do tuna because of its delicate nature. But halibut, absolutely. Lingcod, if you can't afford halibut, is equally good because lingcod you can go to Trincomalee Channel between Salt Spring and Galliano, I think. Yeah, and they just pick it up fresh there the whole time. So lingcod also freezes exceptionally well, which all commercial fish are frozen, so that it's widely available. It's not going to break your bank. It's a delicious fish. Just got to be very, very gentle in cooking with it. Halibut is in season right now. Salmon, sablefish would be exceptional because it's nice and buttery and it would just eat exceptional with it. Just stay off of tuna. Chicken breast is equally would be exceptional with this dish. All right, Elvis, you got one of the coolest names, just so you know. I've never met anybody that's named Elvis. So, again, this week we have our Father's Day meal kits being offered. It has been offered, but do yourself a favor, treat your father on your Father's Day and spend the time sitting with Dad rather than slaving away in the kitchen. I'll do all the slaving away for you. I'm such a great man. I'll tell you. I can't say that. But yeah, we will do all the hard work for you. Pack it up and just put it in a bag, all convenient. But the instructions and everything, all you need to do is open up, do a slight cooking, and spend the whole time with your dad.
Yeah, and we use real food. I mean, there's no margarine in there. There's
No.
nothing artificial.
No.
It's like you would cook at home. And I think
Absolutely.
that's
If
why
not,
they're so popular.
If not, because we have access to exceptional quality
We do.
also, because we're a large purchaser. I mean, retail side being, and on with our catering department, and especially I'm very, very hard on my suppliers. They know. I'm not going to apologize for it. You should do a good job. There is all to it. and especially I get very, very good proteins and meats and vegetables. So yeah, this is just good, friendly, fine food that has an incredible deal on it. It's highly also affordable too. We like the good old style of giving the best bang for your buck, because affordability is one of the great qualities of food, and it should be there. Good food should be affordable and accessible to everybody. You just need to show some enthusiasm and learn how to cook. Then an omelette that will set you back, except the Morels, I don't know, $3 for 2 people. That's good value.
That's pretty amazing.
Awesome. And now,
Yeah, if you can't,
where's your wine?
it's over there with the food. If you can't make it in for one of our meal packs or something, come and check out our freezers or our fridges. They're loaded with all things handmade and homemade.
Absolutely, yeah. Our pastry chef Melissa makes sure that you get your sugar fix, weekly sugar fix, and we have all sorts of amazing pastries and I don't know, lemon bars and cheesecakes
Loaves and you name it.
loaves and crumbles and key lime pie, which is a killer. I don't buy it because I eat the whole thing, and and then we have a lot of savory applications that comes from our Abbotsford location. I do a lot of cooking in one of the freezers. We got mac and cheeses, jambalaya, bouillabaisse, braised beef,
Your sausage rolls.
sausage rolls. All you need to do is just like read the instructions and simply just apply heat to them.
Salmon Wellington.
Salmon Wellington, which is
Just
which
heat.
only if you can get it. It just sells out like hotcakes, and it just goes up.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today at Well Seasoned Live on Thursday nights. Again, I am just going to go and read the comment section. This week, Angie's not here, so I have to answer your emails.
Thanks for putting up with me.
And if you have any questions and concerns,
Thanks, Jenna.
send it to askachef@wellseasoned.ca. And have a lovely week. And we are going to see you next Thursday at 5:30 live at Well Seasoned.
Be there.
Cheers.